I am Yuba, an unidentified Black American. How many political news do you hear from a Black American? Not much. Bet news is the biggest outlet I can think of. It's not that many. Bigger news outlets are controlled mostly by Jewish entrepreneurs. If you look at your history, you will realize that they had to master media because of the anti-Semitic propaganda before World War I throughout the world. Financially, Jewish people gain more wealth than the other group in America, followed by Caucasians, Asians, Hispanics, and then my group, Blacks. And when Black people speak about politics, how much of an impact does it make? How serious does the rest of America take us? Well, now you have another Black American perspective on the political environment in Amor. I'm going to explain some problems that you might not notice is about politics, tricks they get away with, and all you can do is yell at the TV or any screen. Sometimes at the politicians and or the interviewer. You can prove me wrong, please, or debate with me, but I can still answer any question that can be answered. Right now, currently, I'm positive your politicians most likely are guilty of at least 3 things. Answering the damn questions, being more accessible and accountable, or just admitting fault like a grown man. Male politicians are the worst. The hardest thing to do in politics, in our current environment, is to answer simple questions. A politician can go from zero to hero by simply answer the question effectively. Any candidate that can answer 100% of the question and make themselves accessible to their constituents is what you want from politicians. This is not hard, but if you notice, it's hard to get politicians to answer the questions without spinning to an answer to their own question. If you can't answer simple questions important to American, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Answer the damn question. First example, ask you which you prefer, apple or orange juice. You would answer promptly right. I ask you, will your favorite team do good this year or not? You would still answer the question. I ask, does President Trump lie? You would hesitate, spin, or probably not answer the question. These people supposed to work for us, the American people, 24/7. Think about it. If you tell the public that you will answer all questions, make yourself accessible twice as much as any candidate, you will be unique. Just like that. Prove me wrong, I said. You have to break down politics and understand Democrats, Republicans, 3 branches of government, lobbyists, Wall Street, news stations, everything. Prove me wrong. UnidentifiedblackAmerican@gmail.com. In case you didn't know, the reason why I follow politics, and I've been following for decades now, is because they run the greatest promotional campaigns to gain power to leverage policy and law. In the richest country around beside China, 535 federal senators and representatives can move $1 trillion a year in the form of a budget and an ad earmarks. Earmarks means a politician can get a special piece of the pie out of the budget without the rest of America knowing it. It's like this. Wall Street hires lobbyists to lobby Congress for laws and policies the lobbyists lobby for. And if Congressman is sneaky enough, the lobbyist will compensate the politician for his or her troubles, which is illegal. So, the longer they're in office, senators 6 years, representatives 2, the longer they can keep up this process until the politicians retire. Then they might become lobbyists, which keep this process in the family. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time explaining our government structure. Just research yourself. You should anyway. I want to talk about what you don't know. Put myself in everybody's shoes. And explain everything with the facts or my opinions on the missing facts. The unexplained, which either you don't care about because life is good, you don't have time to figure out because news is now confusing, or you deny the truth because the lie fits your policy. Too bad. This stuff is happening whether you like it or not, so who are you? I'm Yuba, an unidentified Black American, but guess what? A human being first and foremost. Meaning if the Nazi would have won, you may not be American, but you still would be a human being. If the British would have won, same thing. I'm human first, a man second, Black third, and American fourth. I believe in God and that the world is 4.5 billion years old too. Confusing, ain't it? I also believe mankind is only 2 million years old, and even though we dominate the earth, We kill more of our own species than any other species, and ourselves, 122 suicides in the US. Prove that wrong. Mainly because there's always a war going on somewhere in the world. Let's get to the point. Now, in my opinion, mankind has 4 faults that keeps us warring with each other. Communication, greed, denial, and hate. These 4 are our problems. Just think about it. The first 2 can be good, but not the last 2. This is where it all starts, so let's get back to politics. Mankind's 4 core problems: communication, greed, denial, and hate. The US is the greatest country in history, simple because we were the first country created to reject royalty. But some Americans think that the only bad thing we did was slavery. And of course, there are a few that don't think that was bad. But America has did a lot of bad things, and slavery will always be bad. The idea of the American dream is life at your best, not somebody else thought of how you should live. How you should grow your freedoms and disagreement with the government if they are in the wrong. Question: what is America's biggest problem? Can you answer that? I have the answer for you. And of course, prove me wrong.